Okay, so let's see this. Okay.
Our motivations are unbelievable. I've been working on this for a few years, and I just find it so amazingly engaging and interesting. So I want to tell you about that. Science is really surprising. Science is a little bit sweet. Okay, we are not as endlessly manipulable. There's a whole set of unbelievably interesting studies. I want to give you two that call into question this idea that if you reward something, you get more of the behavior you want. You punish something, you get less. So let's go from London to the main streets of Cambridge, Massachusetts, in the northeastern part of the United States. Let's talk about the study done at MIT, Massachusetts Technology. Here's what they did. They took a whole group of students and they gave them a set of challenges. Things like memorizing strings of digits, solving word puzzles, other kinds of spatial puzzles, even physical tasks like throwing a ball through a hoop. And they gave them these challenges and they said to incentivize their performance, they gave them 3 levels of reward. Okay? So
give me a second. What happens?
Memorizing strings of digits, solving word puzzles, other kinds of spatial puzzles, even physical tasks like throwing a ball through a hoop. And they gave them these challenges and they said to incentivize their performance, they gave them 3 levels of reward. Okay? So if you did pretty well, you got a small monetary reward. If you did medium well, you got a medium monetary. And if you did really well, you were one of the top performers, you got a large cash prize. Okay? We've seen this movie before. This is essentially motivation in organizations, right? We reward the very top performers, we ignore the low performers, and also kind of middle. So what happens? They do the test, they have these incentives. Here's what they found out. 1, as long as the task involves only mechanical skill, bonuses work as they would be expected. The higher the pay, the better the performance. Okay, that makes sense. But here's what happens. But once the task calls for even rudimentary cognitive skill, a larger reward led to poorer performance. Now this is strange, right? A larger reward led to poorer performance. How can that possibly be? Now what's interesting about this is that these folks here who did this are all economists, 2 at MIT, 1 at the University of Chicago, 1 at Carnegie Mellon, okay, the top tier of the economics profession. And they're reaching this conclusion that seems contrary to what a lot of us learned in economics, which is that the higher the reward, the better the performance. And they're saying that once you get above rudimentary cognitive skills, it's the other way around. Which seems like this kind of, the idea that these rewards don't work that way seems vaguely left-wing and socialist, doesn't it? It's this kind of weird socialist conspiracy. For those of you who have those conspiracy theories, I want to point out the notoriously left-wing socialist group that financed the research, the Federal Reserve Bank. So this is the mainstream of the mainstream coming to a conclusion that's quite surprising. Seems to defy the laws of behavioral physics. So this is strange. It's strange findings. So what do? They say, this is free. Let's go test it somewhere else. Maybe that $50 prize isn't sufficiently motivating for an MIT, right? So let's go to a place where $50 is actually more significant relatively. Right? So let's take the experiment. We're going to go to Madurai, India, rural India, where $50, $60, whatever the number was, is actually a significant sum of money. So they replicate the experiment in India roughly as follows. Small rewards, the equivalent of 2 weeks' salary. Small performance, low performance, 2 weeks' salary, medium performance, about a month's salary, high performance, about 2 months' salary. Okay, so those are real good incentives. Okay, so you're going to get a different result here. Well, what happened though was that the people offered the medium reward did no better than the people offered the small reward. But this time around, the people offered the top reward, they did worse of all. Higher incentives led to worse performance. What's interesting about this is that it actually isn't all that anomalous. This has been replicated over and over and over again by psychologists, by some extent by sociologists, and by economists, over and over and over again. For simple, straightforward tasks, those kinds of incentives, if you do this, then you get that, they're great. For tasks that are algorithmic, set of rules where you have to just follow along and get a right answer, if then rewards, carrots and sticks, outstanding. But when the task gets more complicated, when it requires some conceptual creative thinking, those kinds of motivators demonstrably don't. fact, money is a motivator at work, but in a slightly strange way. If you don't pay people enough, they won't be motivated. What's curious about, there's another paradox here. The best use of money as a motivator is to pay people enough, take the issue of money off the table. Pay people enough so that they're not thinking about money, they're thinking about the work. Now, once you do that, it turns out there are 3 factors that the science shows lead to this better performance. Not to mention personal benefit. Autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy is our desire to be self-directed, to direct your own lives. Now, in many ways, traditional notions of management run afoul of that. Management is great if you want compliance, but if you want engagement, which is what we want in the workforce today, as people are doing more complicated, sophisticated things, self-direction is better. Let me give you some examples. Almost radical forms of self-direction in the workplace that lead to good results. Let's start with this company right here, Atlassian, an Australian company, it's a software company, and they do something really cool. Once a quarter, a Thursday afternoon, they say to their developers, for the next 24 hours, you can work on anything you want. You can work on it the way you want, you can work on it with whomever you want. All we ask is that you show the results to the company at the end of the 24 hours. And this fun kind of meeting, not a star chamber session, but this fun meeting with beer and cake and fun and other things like that. It turns out that that one day of pure undiluted autonomy has led to a whole array of fixes for existing software, a whole array of ideas for new products that otherwise would never emerge. One day. And this is not an instant incentive. This is not the sort of thing that I would have done 3 years ago before I knew this research. I would have said, you want people to be creative and innovative? Give them a freaking innovation bonus. If you do something cool, I'll give you $2,500. They're not doing this at all. They're essentially saying, you probably want to do something interesting. Let me just get out of your way. One day of autonomy produces things that never emerge. Now let's talk about mastery. Mastery is our urge to get better at stuff. We like to get better at stuff. This is why people play musical instruments on the weekend. You have all these people who are acting in ways that seem irrational economically. They play musical instruments on weekends. Why? It's not going to get them a mate. It's not going to make them any money. Why are they doing it? Because it's fun. Because you get better at it, and that's satisfying. Go back in time a little bit. I imagine that if I went to my first economics professor, a woman named Mary Alice Schulman, and I went to her in 1983 and said, Professor Schulman, can I talk to you after class for a moment? Yeah. I got this inkling, I got this idea for a business model. I just want to run it past you. Here's how it would work. You get a bunch of people around the world who are doing highly skilled work, but they're willing to do it for free and volunteer their time, 20, sometimes 30 hours a week. Okay, you're looking at some skeptics right there. Oh, but I'm not done. And then what they create, they give it away rather than sell it. It's going to be huge. She truly would have thought it was insane. Right? People fly in the face of so many things. But what do you have? You have Linux powering 1 out of 4 corporate servers in Fortune 500 companies, Apache powering more than the majority of web servers, Wikipedia. What's going on? Why are people doing this? Why are these people, many of them are technically sophisticated, highly skilled people who have jobs? Okay? They have jobs. They're working at jobs for pay, doing sophisticated technological work. And yet, during their limited discretionary time, they do equally, if not more, technically sophisticated work, not for their employer, but for someone else for free. That's a strange economic behavior. Economists have looked into it. Why are they doing this? It's overwhelmingly clear. Challenge and mastery, along with making a contribution. That's it. What we see more and more is the rise of what you might call purpose motive. That more and more organizations want to have some kind of transcendent purpose. Partly because it makes somebody work better, partly because that's the way to get better talent. And what we're seeing now is, in some ways, when the profit motive becomes unmoored from the purpose motive, bad things happen. Bad things ethically sometimes, but also bad things just like not good stuff, like crappy products, like lame services, like uninspiring places to work. When the profit motive is paramount, or when it becomes completely unhitched from the purpose motive, it's just, people don't do great things. More and more organizations are realizing and sort of disturbing the categories of what's profit and what's purpose. And I think that actually heralds something interesting. I think that the companies, that organizations that are flourishing, whether they're profit, for profit, or something in between, are animated by this. Let me give you some examples. Here's the founder of Skype. says our goal is to be disruptive, but in the cause of making the world a better place. Pretty good purpose. Here's Steve Jobs. We want to put being in the universe. All right? That's the kind of thing that might get you up in the morning and racing to go to work. So I think that that we are purpose maximizers, not only profit maximizers. I think the science shows that we care about mastery very, very deeply. And the science shows that we want to be self-directed. And I think that the big takeaway here is that if we start treating people like people and not assuming that they're simply, of course, slower, smaller, better smelling horses, if we get past this kind of ideology of carrots and sticks and look at the science, I think we can actually build organizations and work lives that make us better off. But I also think they have the promise to make our world just a little bit better.
Okay. Yep. That's it.
More and more organizations are.
Okay. So, so Daniel Pink, at the book of his drive, okay, so he proposed this. Okay. And in the more recent studies about the human motivation, we found a very interesting thing here. Okay. And before the 1980s, we didn't have enough number of the knowledge work. Okay? Knowledge work like accountants and the software engineers, what a knowledge economy, we didn't have that. So then almost everything was the menial work. Okay, so very simple work, like a machine. Okay, so in the menial work, the calculation and the motivation is totally simple. If we pay more, people work better. They produce more. And still, many of the menial work. Okay, if you produce more, we pay more. Simple. Okay, so that's working. Okay, that's working, absolutely. Okay, so for the manual work or the menial work or the very simple task, okay, just the production work, okay, simple. If we give more extreme motivation like a payment or the incentive, money, okay, if we give more money, our productivity and we can improve the productivity. Easy. More payment, more incentive, more better, okay, something, okay, and we can improve our productivity. However, okay, after the 1990s and recently, we have many workers, white collars, accountants, business analysts, or the financial workers, and you are becoming more working as a labor work. Many of you will work as a knowledge worker. Educators, probably, okay, you will work as a knowledge worker because you are well educated. Okay, good. For knowledge workers, things are somewhat strange. According to the Chicago, Yale, Harvard, and MIT Carnegie Mellon, they made a consortium, okay? And in order to answer a very simple question, very fundamental inquiry, they started with this question. What do you think? Okay. Can we buy happiness? Fair. Do you think that can we buy happiness? Yes. Okay. Then how much money can we make you happy? And how much money do you need to get happy? The more the better. Oh, absolutely. However, unfortunately, we don't have enough money for everybody. So that how much money can we make people to happy in general? Absolutely, the more the better. Okay, the more the better. However, no, if you are a CEO, okay, and how much money you want to pay for your subordinate, for your employees to make it happy, to make it work. The less, the better. Okay, so then, make a negotiation. Okay, so how much money we can make people happy in general? I'll just give a number. In China, how much money can we make you happy? In China, in Shanghai, in Shanghai, how much salary will make people happy to stay in the world? At least $35,000. $35,000. Huh? Okay, good. Christine, how much money do you need to be happy? At least $35,000? Higher, lower? Higher, how much? You just guess. Give a number. 3,000? 50,000. Okay, $50,000. Okay. $50,000. Okay, good. One more. Melanie. Melanie, how much money make you happy? How much money do I need to pay? How much money can I give you money to make you happy? 50,000, okay? Okay. So in China, around the 50,000. However, then, okay, according to our study, okay, and then right now in China, there's around $35,000, okay? $35,000. However, if we study that kind of things in the US, the things are somewhat more than $70,000. So when we study about it, the people's willingness, okay, people's perception, and how much money they need to fulfill their basic need and to get happy, and that is $70,000 according to the Harvard, MIT, Chicago, Carnegie Mellon study. Oh, that's all. That's around that a few years ago. So that must be a little bit higher. That's our standard. And then, according to their study, okay, according to the psychology and the business and the economics, our study tell knowledge workers, okay, especially for the knowledge workers, when we give more money until the $70,000 in the US, okay, your productivity is getting better. Okay, good. However, what will be happening if we give more money than the $70,000? Unfortunately, the productivity is getting worse dramatically. Oh, absolutely, we expect, okay, so if we get more money and we must get happier. But unfortunately, because we have more, we need something more. Okay? So, there must be something. There must be something different. Something different. How we can make it linear, how we can make it better and better when we give more money. There must be something different from extrinsic motivation. This is extrinsic motivation. It's extrinsic. Okay, that's money, incentive, and the tangible something. However, there must be something different. That's intrinsic motivation. Factors. Okay, and Daniel Pink, he wrote a theory of the self-determination theory that come from the Desai and Ryan. Desai and Ryan, I'm sorry, that's in Desai and Ryan. Okay. Desai and Ryan proposed the self-determination theory in 1970s. However, that was not popularized for a while. Okay. However, in the 21st century, that is revitalized and that is getting more popular because the situation was changing. Okay. The Desai and Ryan proposed that the self-determination theory, according to the level of the self-determination on your autonomy, competency, or in the drive that what is that? Daniel Pink mentioned that it's a mastery, and the relatedness or the purpose, okay, that was the key three intrinsic motivation that make people work out of money. Especially for the knowledge workers. And in the video, the video gave us a lot of examples of the Wikipedia, okay, or the Huawei. Not Huawei. That's okay. So what is that? When you have a question about something, and then maybe you can upload your question to where? QQ? No. Zhihu, something. Okay, and then yeah, somebody answer. Somebody answer, and then you give money. No money, okay? And many of you may leave comments about your shopping of the Taobao. And many people laugh to go Taobao comment. Why? They got money. No. But how? Why? Monetary actions. Especially in the knowledge economy. Why people love to? Because that kinds of actions give us a more purpose. Oh. Action. Okay, so definition of the motivation is process of the getting the voluntary action. Voluntary. Why that kind of the voluntary action with no money? Because that fills our purpose, that shows our mastery, and that gives us a more autonomy, feeling of the autonomy. Oh, I can do it because I feel that I can do it. And that is important for others. That is the meaning. And because I have the autonomy, I can do something. I feel better. That's the intrinsic motivation. So, in more recent years, especially in the knowledge economy, self-determination theory emphasizes the human's natural growth toward the positive motivation, intrinsic motivation. However, this is a fluffy. Is there the basic need intrinsic motivation are not fulfilled? Okay, absolutely. If that kinds of the things are not meet the basic need of something, okay, that is not working. But however, the many times knowledge workers payment is much higher. That's more than higher than the necessary something. And then, especially for the knowledge workers who are well skilled and who are well specialized or who are really good at performing, okay, they usually voluntarily do something. Okay? So that's totally strange. According to the traditional understandings of the motivation, if we give more money, people must work harder. But however, nowadays, especially for the knowledge workers, if we give more money, their productivity is getting worse. In order to make the people work better, we need to tap something non-monetary field. That means we need to manage people's mind. That's a management, not control. Okay, especially for the knowledge workers. Okay, absolutely. If you have to deal with that, the labor workers, give more money. However, if you have to deal with that, the knowledge workers, maybe graduate or educators, not educators, or the professors. Okay. Economy, do you need to suffer? And do you need to something competent? This is what we learned from our recent study about it, the motivation, especially in the knowledge economy. Oh, things are getting more interesting. Really, it's getting more interesting because we need to manage. We need to be very skillful in dealing with people. It's necessary. Okay. Why that kind of things is happening? When people experience the autonomy, competence, and relatedness, okay, we can get motivated and we can drive for engagement, we can make a volition, and that will foster the better. It has the performance, we can have the person, the stuff of direction that result in better performance, making more money. For example, and that is the example of this. Do I have that in here? Where is mine? Okay, maybe I will talk a little bit later. And however, so yeah, I'd better to talk a little bit about this. Okay, and in recent years, we have a more autonomy supporting management practice. Because that is the autonomy supporting the autonomous working environment, autonomy supporting human management practices. And then recently, many corporations introduced and implemented autonomy supporting human resource practices. For example, Google 20% and the Google 20% rules and the 3M to 15% rules and the reserve only work environment like Lori. Long story short, in the Google, okay, it's out of 5 days. So in the Google, people work 5 days. Okay, right? 5 days. And out of 5 days, Google engineers and the Google employees can engage, can work only 1 day for 1 day. Okay? How 1 day? Very person. 1 day, you just come for Google or you stay at home and you can work for your person. You don't need to work. You can work for your person. We call that an you are free. You can do not work. You don't need to work. However, Google gave you 1 day work for yourself. If you want to work for the buy, want to work for another station, if you want to do that, do something. Companies do not intervene. Companies do not control. The Google give you, the Google engineers and the Google employees, do whatever you want, everything. And it's 20% of rules. And the 3M, that was originated from the 3M. And the 3M company gave engineers the freedom of the 15% of time out of many times, out of 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Okay, so 15 times, okay, that's around the 8 hours and 10 hours. You can engage in your personal work. And then from that kind of autonomy supporting free time, inventors, engineers engage. For example, Post-it. Do you know the Post-it? Post-it. Post-it. We have a Post-it. Do I have a Post-it? Post-it. Do you have a Post-it? Post-it. Eh? You don't know Post-it? Post-it. No. So 3M produced a lot of the Post-it. Okay. Post-it. This one. Post-it. Okay. So what is it? Okay. Post-it. And do you know that who invented this? 3M. 3M. Okay. And how that was invented?
A failed glue.
Huh?
A failed glue.
A failed what?
Glue. They're trying to make a very sticky.
Oh, absolutely. And however, that failed.
Yeah, but they put it on the paper and they realized they can reuse it.
And then how that was exercised? Chemical engineer, okay, he totally failed of inventing the high, very sticky glue. He failed. However, because thanks to the 15% of the time rule, okay, at the 3M, he could do his own study. He could do his own research. Then he just tried to transform this kind of the non-sticky, but however easy to get off the glue as like this. Because there is a 15% of glue free time. No, thanks to the free time, okay? The engineer, I cannot remember his engineer's name. All right, so do you know the 3M headquartered in the Minnesota, Minnesota mining company, 3M or whatever, okay? And then, I met the engineer at the Minnesota. Yeah, I was engineer. Anyway, so then, okay, because thanks to the 15% of free time of the 3M R&D, okay, so he could do something extra work. Okay, he wanted to do that because he thought that's usable. When he didn't have that kind of the 15 times of the autonomy something, okay, he couldn't do that. Okay, like that. From the autonomy or from the free time of something, okay, for the exploration or for the freedom of the choice something, okay, many engineers, many workers, they love to bring the better idea. Google Map. Do you know the Android phone, Android? Android come from the three Google engineers, and they developed those kind of the Android OS for refrigerator, home appliances, and then they wanted to sell that. They wanted to sell that Android to Samsung, and Samsung said, "Get out, shut up, yeah, stupid, get out. No, we don't need that." But what happened? They elaborated Android as a more mobile general operation system, and then they make a hit. That was possible because Google has a 20% of free time. That's management. That's management. Okay? Good. So, what am I doing? I need more time. Hey. Give me that. Yeah. Where is that? No. Okay. So that's it. Okay, so we will continue about it, the motivation, and then anything else? No? No homework? Okay, no homework. Okay, so only exam. Okay. I will see you on Wednesday. Wednesday. Lion. No. Clover. Who you young? Right? Okay.
I just come back to Wenzhou last week because of the COVID-19. I sent you two emails before September, and
Where are you? Where? Okay. So
yeah, you replied to me, but my VPN doesn't work, so I can log into the email hub. No, the school email, the email. So I didn't.
you could use that WQ email.
Yeah, but you have WP.
Oh, sure.
Email.
Okay. So the situation. Okay, so I got it. So technically speaking, you missed that the 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so you will lose around the 20 points. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, 20% to lose, and then just come to the class. Okay, and we will see. Okay, so the 20% to lose. Okay, 20 point lose. Okay, I will consider that. Okay, let's keep talking about it. And then will you come to the class?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course. Because right now I'm in the.
Okay, so you can come. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, actually, I already come to Wenzhou like on the October 9th, like last week.
Well, how about the quarantine?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I have like.
Okay, what is your English name?
My
What is your English
airplane.
name?
Hans.
Hans?
HANS.
Okay, good. So so don't worry. Okay, so
Okay.
fine. Okay, so just losing the 20 times. Okay, that's fine. And then because of the quarantine and the isolation, so you came to here, but however you couldn't come to the class. Okay, fine. Okay, from here you will be okay. Okay, and unfortunately, we will have the first exam after next week.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
Next
can you-
week.
Can you study? Can you cover
Yeah,
up?
of course.
Okay, all right, if you need any help from me, okay, so please come and see me.
Okay.
I will help you.
Where is your?
Also, my office is on second floor, 216.
Okay.
216.
Okay.
And Robert, everything is in the Google Classroom. Okay, so
Okay.
can you come to the Google Classroom? You can download all the necessary materials.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Good. And yeah, please culture.
I invite him to our
Which
group.
which
Yeah.
and the Google Classroom as well.
What?
Google Classroom.
I don't know how to use it.
Actually, I know how to log into the.
Oh, so can you?
Yeah,
So,
because you have the link on.
oh yeah. Okay, give me a second,
Yeah.
and then probably I can invite you right now. Okay, so good. Chat.